Hi everyone, welcome to my channel JS2 Big Data. In this video, I will talk about exchanges, queues and bindings in AMQP or RabbitMQ. This is a complete tutorial series on RabbitMQ using Java. So let's get started. We will learn about exchanges, the 4 types of exchanges. We will also understand how to declare an exchange programmatically as well as from the management UI. So let's understand what are exchanges in AMQP or RabbitMQ. Exchanges are the first class citizen in RabbitMQ or AMQP. They can be created from management UI as well as programmatically. Exchanges take the message from producer and route it to 0 or more queues. When declaring an exchange, we need to take care of 3 important properties, and these are name, which means the name of the exchange, durability, which means whether the exchange will survive a server restart or not, and the third one is auto delete. Based on this value, exchanges are deleted automatically when they are not in use. There are 4 types of exchanges in AMQP, and these are direct exchange, fan-out exchange, topic exchange and headers exchange. Remember, when we do not declare any exchange, RabbitMQ uses its default exchange. Now we will see how to declare an exchange programmatically. Now before doing anything, we need to create a connection factory. And then from the connection factory we need to create a connection. From the connection we need to create the channel, and once we have the channel we can create an exchange as shown below. You need to write channel.exchange declare, pass the exchange name. In this case I am passing my direct exchange, then the type of the exchange. In this case it is direct exchange, so I have specified built-in exchange type dot direct, and then I have also specified true, which means it is durable, it will survive a server restart. You can also do this from the management UI. So let's try this out. Now before trying this out, please make sure that RabbitMQ server is up and running. I have explained you earlier how to use Docker and Docker Compose to run the RabbitMQ server. So once the RabbitMQ server is up, you can log into the RabbitMQ management UI by visiting localhost :15672. Now I have set guest as the username as well as guest as the password. So let's log in. So right now I am inside the management UI. I can declare an exchange by clicking below on the add new exchange tab and then specify the exchange name. So exchange direct, let's say XYZ. Let's say this is the name of my exchange. I will specify this as direct exchange. Then I can specify the durability as, let's say, durable, and then click on add exchange. So now you can see the one that I have added is present right below. You can do the exact same thing programmatically. So let's try that out. Now to do that, I have shared the code on GitHub. So this is the URL which I will put in the description below. All you need to do is just go to this URL and check out the create-exchange.java. All you need to do is create the channel, and then inside channel.exchange, and then make sure that you close the channel as well as connections. I have already imported the code in my IntelliJ IDE, so I will quickly show you how I create exchanges. Now I have previously shown you my common config files, so I will show that to you one more time. So I have my AMQP URL stored in a constant which is called AMQP_URL. I will now run my create exchange code. Now this code has executed and then exited. We will go to the management UI and confirm whether the new exchange is created or not. So you can see that my direct exchange is created. So that's about the exchanges. Next, we will look into queue. We will also see how to declare a queue programmatically as well as how to create a queue from the management UI. So let's understand what are queues in AMQP or RabbitMQ. Understand, queues in AMQP behaves like queues in any other messaging system or task queuing system. Queues store messages in first in, first out manner. Whenever we create a queue, we need to be careful of 4 parameters, and those are name, which is the name of the queue, durability, which defines whether the queue will survive a server restart or not, exclusive, if it is said the queue is deleted as soon as the connection is closed, and then auto delete. If auto delete is set to true, queue is deleted once the last consumer has unsubscribed. So let's understand how to declare queues. So the very first thing that you need to do is you need to create connection from the connection factory and then create channel like you did for exchanges. And then using the channel you can declare queue by calling the queue declare method, and then just pass in the queue name, durability, whether it is exclusive or not, and specify the auto delete parameter. You can also do the same from management UI by clicking on the queue and then click on the add new queue, specify the queue name and click on the add queue. So let's just try this out. Now I am inside my management UI which I previously logged in. Click on the queues, specify the queue name that you want to add. So I will specify queue-2, durability as durable, and add queue. Now my queue is added. The code for creating queues has already been put up on the GitHub repository. I will use this code to create 3 queues: mobile queue, AC queue and light queues using the method channel.queueDeclare. I have already imported this in my IDE, so let's go to the IDE and run this code. I am inside my IntelliJ. Now I will execute the code to create 3 queues. My code is executed successfully. Now I will go to the management UI to verify these 3 queues. So I am inside my management UI, and as I click on the queues, I can see the 3 queues which are created. Next, we will learn about the binding. We will learn about binding and we will see how to declare a link or binding using code examples. So let's first understand what is binding and how to use a binding to bind queue with an exchange. Till now you have learned about exchanges, queues, but you have not seen how queues are linked to exchanges. Bindings are nothing but routing between exchanges and queues. Messages are never directly published to queues. Instead, the producer sends a message to an exchange. Exchanges are message routing agents living in a virtual host. Exchanges accept the message from producer and routes them to the message queues with the help of header attributes, bindings and routing keys. Technically, a binding is a link configured to make a connection between a queue and an exchange. An exchange might look at the routing key. Depending on the exchange type, it routes the message to the correct queue. As an example, we will try to implement this direct exchange scenario in RabbitMQ. So we have one producer which will produce a message to the exchange called MyDirectExchange. This exchange is of type direct exchange. There are 3 queues: mobile queue, AC queue and light queue. Each of these queues will be bound with the exchange with respective routing keys. So mobile queue will be bound using personal device as routing key. AC queue will be bound to exchange using the home appliance as the routing key, and similarly light queue will be using home appliance to bind with the MyDirectExchange. And then we will write 3 consumers. Technically you can have more than one consumer listening to a queue. These consumers will inform us whenever there is a message in the respective queue. So to do this, we need to first create bindings. So far we have created our exchange and queues. Now all we need is to declare bindings. So to do binding, we need to first be inside our channel, and then the way we will declare our bindings are using the channel.queueBind method. This method accepts three parameters: queue name, exchange name, and the routing key. So you can see mobile key is using personal device, SEQ is using home appliance device as the routing key, and so the light queue. You can also declare bindings using the user interface that is provided by the RabbitMQ management tool. Now I will take you through the code to achieve this. The code for this is present inside the exchanges and create bindings. In this you can see that I have declared three bindings, and this code is slightly refactored. So I have a common config class where I have the RabbitMQ connection URL. So I have already imported this code in my IDE, so I will take you there and we will just execute that. So this is the code that I will use to declare binding. So what I will do is I will execute this code. Now I will go to the management UI to verify these bindings are created. So I will go to the queue, I'll click on the SEQ, let's say, I'll go to the bindings, and I can see that the SEQ is connected with my direct exchange using the key home appliance. Now another way to check this is, instead of going to individual queues, I can directly go to my exchange. I could click here, but I will take you through the exchanges tab. I am inside exchanges. I will click on my exchange, my direct exchange, and then click on the bindings. I can see that I have three bindings: home appliance, and personal device, with the three queues: SEQ, light queue, and mobile queue. You can also manually create binding from the management UI by specifying the details here. You need to specify the queue name, let's say my queue, and the routing key, and click on the bind. That will be an additional binding. Since I do not have any queue as my queue, it is giving me an error. So hope this is very clear to you how to create binding. Finally, I will test my example. So first thing that I will do is run the test consumer. So I am running my consumer. I have already shown you how to consume or subscribe to a queue in the previous tutorial. I have two callbacks. One is called deliver callback and other one is cancel callback. I need to specify both the callback methods inside channel.basic_consume. I am not manually going to close these methods because I need these subscribers to be running forever. And whenever I want to terminate, I will just stop my application. Then I will publish message. Now this will publish a simple message called turn on home appliances. So you can guess that it will turn on only the home appliances, not personal device. I'll run the example. I have published the message. Now let's look at the consumer. So you can see that I have received the message turn on home appliance. Now I will quickly recap about this. So I talked about exchanges, I talked about queues, and I talked about routing keys or binding. So you saw that depending on the exchange type, in this case it is direct exchange. So direct exchange will forward my message to the queue depending on the routing key. So I had a message where I said routing key is home appliance and send the message to home appliances, which means my message would be received by SEQ, light queue, and not mobile queue, and the respective consumers displayed the messages. I created an exchange, I created the three queues, I created the bindings, and then I ran the consumer, and finally I executed the test publisher to publish the message, and I have seen that the consumers are receiving my message. Another thing to note is that I could have subscribers to subscribe each of the queues, but I just wanted to show you a simple example. You could write the exact same thing for other queues as well, like for SEQ and for mobile queue. So let's just stop this and execute it again. So I already had a message there. I'll delete it. Now I'll publish the message again. And I can see that I have two messages printed on my screen. So because my message will be received by light queue and AC queue. So that's all about this tutorial. Before I proceed with the next topic, please click on the like button and do not forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching this tutorial. I will see you in the next video. You can put your questions in the comments below.